leader of the new Black Panther Party, Brother Quanell X. Good morning. This is Hatter.
Leader of the new Black Panther Nation.
The leader. Let me make sure I get it right, Brother X.
The nation.
The nation. Hold up now. Hold up. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning to you, Brother Hatter, your listening audience, and your co-host there in the station, and to Brother J. Mike in particular. Good morning, brother.
Good morning.
Well, Mr. X, we're going to jump right into this. I heard rumors, didn't hear it for myself. That's why I'm calling you for clarity. I heard that you were saying something about jumping on the Trump bandwagon, being a trumpeter, as they like to call it these days.
Brother, that could not be furthest from the truth as the devil is from God.
Oh, God dang it.
I would never attach myself to a sinking ship, nor would I move furniture into a burning house. I'm not on Hillary Clinton's bandwagon, nor am I on Donald Trump's bandwagon.
Okay.
Initially, I was a supporter of Bernie Sanders.
Okay, that's
And
good.
how all of this got started was a comment that I made on Fox Face Off when I said that we as black people have to be more mature today, that we listen and vet every candidate regardless of the party. Because historically, we as black people, we do not even talk to Republicans because somebody outside of our community tells us we should not. Well, if we're going to be matured voters and calculated thinkers in the 21st century, we got to sit down and look at everybody's platform, every agenda of every party, and then put our unified agenda of the black community before them and say, now, will you support this? No longer can we give undying love to a party that does not give that same love in return. One thing Minister Farrakhan taught me, brother, he said, ain't no love good if it ain't good to you. We have given great love to the Democratic Party. What have they given us? The Republican Party, they ignore us as though we don't exist. That is only because we are not a unified people with a unified agenda. The day we become unified with a unified agenda, it's a wrap. So because I said we should listen to Donald Trump, and even though we may not like the vessel that's speaking, we still should listen to what the man is saying, because even God will use a fool to tell you something. Not that we support that man, but if somebody is speaking, a man that I believe is as dangerous as Donald Trump, it would be very unwise of us not to listen to what that man is saying.
Okay, so I just had to get some clarity on that because somebody they just blew me away when they said that, yeah, your boy said blah, 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 blah. I said, what? I said, not QX. He didn't say that. So I had to call for clarity myself.
Well, all they had to do was go back and look at the video, and then they would know what I said. But let me tell you one thing, and I'll leave it at this.
Okay.
A very, very wise brother, a very wise man named Abdullah Muhammad told me something one day. He said, brother, it is better to let people think you're ignorant than to open your mouth and remove all the doubt. One thing we should do, brother, we as a people cannot make the same mistakes as our elders have made politically, because we go into a ballot box and we vote a straight Democratic ticket. We got to stop doing that, because we're voting for people who have never even agreed to support our agenda or do anything for us. We have to be able to vet every candidate and say now to our people as educated voters, we like this one, we don't like this one, because he's not or she's not like this. That's the new thing we got to do. The thing that most black leaders, they know what I'm saying is the truth, but they don't have the testicular fortitude to speak out publicly and say it. Well, I'm free. I can say it. I'm enslaved or bow down to no man because none of them own my mouth. So I can say what needs to be said. Look at the condition of the black community, Brother Hatter. What have we gotten out of 60 years of total dedication to a party that has given us nothing in return? No, we got to redefine the relationship, and we have to reevaluate our agenda, that now with our children's lives at stake, we can have a better future for our community.
And you still believe that being a part of the political process is very important, because you still have brothers and sisters out there, Mr. X, that said that they refuse to vote because they don't like any of the people that's running anyway.
Brother Hatta, I have to be honest with you. Be very, very honest with you. We as black people must be willing to speak the truth and not be afraid of the consequences. Since the election of Brother Barack Obama, the first term that brother was elected, we as black people were told to wait. He's going to do something for us in his second term. Let him get reelected. Now the second term has come, and nothing real has come out for black people. And so now they're saying, well, a president's legacy is defined after he leaves office. Well, nobody else, no other race is told, wait till a man leaves office to see what he can do for you. That's madness. So many of our young people who got out to vote for the very first time ever in their lives for Brother Barack Obama in the beginning, they're not coming back this time because they feel like they were deceived, misled, and they were promised something we never got in return. So now our people are saying, do my vote even matters? Well, look at Donald Trump and that madness in the Republican Party. He was winning the popular vote, but they were finding a way to use the electoral vote to make sure he would even win the primary, even though the masses of the people elected him. George W. Bush was Supreme Court select president by the Supreme Court. George Bush, he didn't win the popular vote. Al Gore did. So can we really tell people your vote really counts?
So let me ask you this:
the system is corrupt, brother.
No doubt.
The system is so corrupt, brother, to where there needs to be a revolution in America to where the American people, both black, white, and brown, will say to the government, we no longer will allow you to be controlled by the super rich. You now have to answer to the American people. We live in a country, Brother Hatta, where 5% of the population controls 95% of the wealth in this nation.
That's true.
And that 5% only controls the political direction and agenda of America. It's not the American people. So when we are willing to take back our nation and give it back to the people, then we can truly say to the people, yes, brother, yes, sister, your vote really counts. All we can do now is hope that it counts and hope some corrupt process in that part of the systematic institution of politics don't put our votes in the garbage can like they did in Florida.
Well, let me ask you this, and then I'll let you go, Mr. X, because I know you always got a lot on your plate. So you don't feel like Barack Obama being our president has helped black people at all?
This is the truth, brother. The homosexual community can say, we love Brother Barack Obama because he stood up in a time of courage and spoke that which was unpopular when he endorsed same-sex marriage and changed the no ask, don't tell policy in the U.S. military so gays now can serve openly. The Hispanics can say, we thank God for Barack Obama because he gave us the first Hispanic Supreme Court Justice, Sotomayor, and he gave us a pathway to citizenship to where people are not being deported anymore. The Jewish community can up and say, he disarmed Iran, and now the nation of Israel is more secure today. And white people can say, we thank God for Barack Obama because we thought he was going to make the White House black, and he absolutely did not. What can we, as black people, really point to and say, he stepped out boldly and did something for us? We cannot point to anything, brother. And if you say, well, he gave us the Affordable Care Act, he gave that to everybody, and now the federal courts are taking down the Affordable Care Act. States are opting out of the Affordable Care Act, and even insurance companies, as last week, is now getting out of the Affordable Care Act because when it was said you can keep your doctor, you can't do that anymore, and it's even unaffordable. We as black people have nothing tangible that we can point to and say, yes, see the way he stepped out for them, we can say he stepped out on a limb for us also. That has yet to happen, sir.
Okay, I can go for that. But can't we also say at least he gave black children the opportunity to see a black man run this country that we have been told for many, many years, in fact, our total existence, that was something that was off limits to blacks? I mean, it may not be something tangible, but that at least gives others hope that they can achieve that kind of goal in their life.
Now, brother, he did destroy the glass ceiling.
Okay.
That says a black man or black woman cannot reach the highest office in the American nation. But, brother, with all due respect, Barack Obama don't run the country. Because what we have not taught our children is that a president can only do what the Congress and Senate allows him to do. So without Congress, without the Senate, he is really a powerless president. And what we did not tell our children is not the president that runs this nation, it's the CIA and the super rich that control the political destiny of America. Those are the real power people in America. So we see Barack Obama, but we don't see the power under the seat that he sits in that really is the real juice in the White House. So, brother, we have a black president. But when are we as black people going to say we're no longer going to accept symbol over substance?
Okay, I definitely can go for that. Brother Quanell X, is always good to talk to you, always heated, and that's what I like about you. And the most important thing is, had to find out if you were a Trumpster or not.
Thank you, my brother. God bless you all. Y'all stay strong.
Same to you, X.
Okay, Quanell X is off. What y'all think? Some people are agreeing with Quanell X. I normally don't agree with Quanell X, but what he's saying about Obama is on the spot, says David Blunt.
There's some good points. I mean, it's hard to argue. It's hard to argue facts.
Somebody said he's a fool. He didn't realize he was a fool till he opened his mouth. I love Quanell. Laugh out loud. That's unique, boy. So we got some people that agree with him. I love this call. Some people that disagree with him.
Y'all can tell y'all friends, y'all got an exclusive. We're going to run it back in the 8 o'clock hour for those that missed it.
Oh, how do Jimbo feel? Well, Jim.
There it is. There's your answer. There's your answer right there.
Jimbo turning red. That just turned red. Cut the camera. Somebody said earlier, they was like, Jimbo looked like he's out of place. The white dude. Jimbo, you want to cuss Quanell X out, or was he saying the facts?
All right, Jimbo wants you to cut that off.
All right, we'll talk to y'all later. Jimbo, any last words?
I love America.
Yeah. Vote.